Most people think you need a lot of money to become wealthy from the stock market. You don't. The bigger problem is that most people have no idea what they're actually doing when they buy a stock. They hear about a company that's going to explode, put money into it, watch the price move up and down, panic when it crashes, and then wonder why investing never seems to work for them. But here's the part nobody tells you. You don't need to predict which stock will explode. You need to understand how wealth is actually created in the stock market. Because the people who build serious wealth aren't necessarily the people making the most exciting trades. They're the people who understand what to buy, why they're buying it, how much to invest, how to manage risk, and when to simply do nothing. And once you understand that, investing becomes much less complicated. So in this video, I'm going to break down investing from the ground up, from how stocks actually make you money, to how to choose investments, how much you should invest, the biggest mistakes beginners make, and the exact mindset you need if your goal is to build serious wealth over time. Let's start with the one thing you absolutely need to understand before buying your first stock. 1. What actually happens when you buy stock? First, let's make stocks incredibly simple. When you buy a stock, you're buying ownership in a company. Think about that for a second. You're not simply buying a number that moves up and down on an app. You're buying a tiny piece of a real business. That business is customers. It sells products or services. It generates revenue. It has expenses. It makes profits or sometimes losses. And if that business becomes more valuable over time, your ownership can become more valuable too. There are two major ways you can potentially make money. The first is capital appreciation. Let's say you buy a stock at $20. Years later, that stock is worth $50. Your investment has increased in value. The second is dividends. Some companies distribute part of their profits to shareholders. So you can potentially make money from the increase in the stock price while also receiving income from a business. But here's what beginners often forget. Stocks can also go down. A $20 stock can become a $10 stock. A company can lose money. A business can fail. The entire market can crash. So successful investing isn't about finding an investment that can never lose money. It is about understanding what you're buying and managing the risks you're taking. 2. Stop thinking like a trader. Here's one of the biggest mindset changes you need to make. Stop thinking like you're buying a ticker symbol. Start thinking like you're buying a business. Before you buy a stock, ask yourself, what does this company actually do? How does it make money? Who are its customers? Are its sales growing? Are its profits growing? How much debt does it have? And perhaps the most important question, will I be comfortable owning this business for the next 5 or 10 years? Because if the only reason you're buying a stock is someone on TikTok said it's going to go up, you're not really investing. You're making a bet. And there's nothing wrong with taking calculated risks, but you shouldn't confuse speculation with investing. The goal isn't to predict tomorrow's price. The goal is to own productive assets that have the potential to become more valuable over time. 3. The 3 ways you can invest. Now, let's talk about the 3 basic approaches a beginner can take. Number 1. Individual stocks. You personally research and select companies. For example, you might invest in a bank, telecommunications company, energy company, technology company, or consumer business. The advantage is that if you identify an exceptional company early and it performs extremely well, your returns can be significant. But there's a downside. You can also be completely wrong. Number 2, index funds and ETFs. Instead of trying to identify one winning company, you invest in a fund that owns many companies. This gives you diversification without requiring you to research hundreds of individual businesses yourself. For many beginners, this could be a much simpler approach. Number 3, a combination. You could have the majority of your portfolio invested in diversified funds while using a smaller portion to invest in individual companies you've researched. The important lesson is this. You don't have to put your entire future on one stock. One company can fail. One industry can collapse. One investment thesis can be completely wrong. Diversification helps reduce the damage that one bad investment can do to your entire portfolio. 4. How much money do you actually need? Now here's something I want every beginner to understand. You don't need to be rich before you start investing. You need consistency. Let's say you can only invest $50 a month. That might not feel like much, but investing isn't only about how much you start with. It's also about how long you stay invested. Imagine investing $100 every month for 30 years. You would personally contribute $36,000. But if that money averaged an 8% annual return over that period, your portfolio could grow to roughly $149,000. That's the power of compounding. Your money earns returns. Then those returns remain invested and can potentially generate additional returns. And this is why starting early can be incredibly powerful. Someone who starts investing $100 a month at 20 has something a 40-year-old investor cannot buy. 20 extra years of compounding. You can't go back and invest 10 years ago, but you can start today. This is the strategy one would use as a beginner. So if I were starting from zero today, I wouldn't begin by searching for the next stock that could make me rich. I'd build a system. Step 1. Get your finances under control. Before investing aggressively, understand your income and expenses. Know where your money is going. Build an emergency fund. And if you have expensive high-interest debt, consider dealing with that before taking significant investment risk. There's no point investing money while constantly borrowing at extremely high interest rates. Step 2. Define your goal. Don't just say, I want to make money. Give your money a job. Maybe your goal is retirement. Maybe it's financial independence. Maybe you want to build a portfolio worth $100,000. Maybe you want to eventually generate passive income. Your goal determines how much you need to save, how long you can invest, and how much risk makes sense. Step 3. Invest consistently. Instead of trying to guess the perfect time to invest, consider investing a fixed amount regularly. Every month, every 2 weeks, whatever works for your income. When markets are expensive, you buy. When markets fall, you continue following your plan if your financial situation and investment thesis haven't changed. Step 4. Diversify. Don't put your entire portfolio into one company just because you believe in it. Even the best businesses face unexpected problems. Diversification doesn't eliminate risk, but can prevent one bad investment from destroying everything you've built. How to actually choose a stock. Now let's get to the part most beginners are interested in. How do you actually choose a stock? Imagine you found a company that looks interesting. Before buying it, I'd examine at least 5 things. Number 1. Revenue. Is the company actually growing? If sales have been declining for years, you need to understand why. Number 2. Profit. Revenue alone isn't enough. A company can generate billions in sales and still lose money. You want to understand whether the business can actually turn its sales into profits. Number 3. Debt. Debt isn't automatically bad. Businesses use debt for many reasons. But excessive debt can become dangerous, especially when interest rates rise or the company's profits fall. Number 4. Competitive advantage. Why will customers continue choosing this company? Does it have a powerful brand? A strong distribution network? Low costs? Unique technology? A loyal customer base? Something that competitors would struggle to replicate? Number 5. Valuation. This is where many investors make a mistake. A great company isn't automatically a great investment. The price matters. Imagine someone offers you a business generating $100,000 in annual profit. Would you pay $200,000 for it? Maybe. Would you pay $20 million? Probably not. The business hasn't changed. Only the price has changed. So don't just ask, is this a good company? Ask, is this a good company at a reasonable price? That distinction can make a massive difference over the long term. The 5 mistakes that destroy beginners. Now let's talk about the mistakes that can destroy a beginner's portfolio. Mistake number 1. Trying to get rich quickly. If someone tells you, put your money here and you'll definitely double it next month, be extremely careful. There are no guaranteed riches in the stock market. Mistake number 2. Investing money you need soon. If you need your money next month to pay rent, school fees, or an important bill, putting that money into volatile stocks can create serious problems. Invest according to your time horizon. Mistake number 3. Panic selling. The market falls 20%. You become terrified. You sell everything. Then 6 months later, the market recovers. Now you buy back at a higher price. You turn temporary volatility into a permanent loss. Mistake number 4. Buying because of hype. Everyone is talking about a stock. Your friend made money from it. You feel like you're missing out. So you buy. That's not a strategy. That's FOMO. Mistake number 5. Checking your portfolio constantly. If you're investing for 10 or 20 years, why are you emotionally reacting to every 5-minute price movement? Your investment horizon is measured in years, not minutes. And now we arrive at the most important part of this entire video. The secret to building serious wealth from stocks usually isn't some secret stock. It's not a magical indicator. It's not knowing exactly when the market will crash. It's not predicting which company will explode next week. It's much simpler. Income plus, saving plus, investing plus time, plus compounding. Think about it. You increase your income. You avoid lifestyle inflation. You save more. You invest consistently. Your investments grow. Then you reinvest those gains. And as your income increases, you increase your investments. Maybe you start with $50, then $100, then $250, then $500. Eventually, the amount your portfolio earns in a year can become larger than the amount you originally invested. That's when things start getting interesting. Because at the beginning, you work for your money. But eventually, if you build enough assets, your money can start working alongside you. And that is the real objective. Not becoming rich next month. Building a financial machine that becomes stronger every year. So if you're a beginner, don't finish this video thinking, I need to find the next 100x stock. Instead, think, I need a system. Earn more. Spend intentionally. Save consistently. Invest in quality assets. Diversify. Control your emotions. And give your investments time. Because wealth is rarely created by one brilliant financial decision. It's usually created by thousands of ordinary decisions made consistently over a very long period. You don't need to know everything before you start, but you do need to start learning. Because the earlier you understand how money works, the longer you have to put that knowledge to work. Don't chase the next hot stock. Build the portfolio that can change your life. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you in the next one.